All right, what's up with y'all? It's Miles Mobile, and you tuned in to the One Step Ahead podcast, where we talk everything consciousness and evolving and growth and development. Today we got special guest 607 Unc. Introduce yourself. Let them know who we got here.
Listen, they know who I am, but if I tell them who I am again and they don't already know, then the chances of them remembering is slim to none, right? Because like
Mm.
there's no emotional connection to it, so the brain is not made to remember. That a lot of people don't know. So there's
Mm.
no point of me saying my name, right? They're only
Not
gonna
for sure.
remember me from the pain I give them. I swear to God,
No,
yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
I was gonna say so when it comes to you being conscious or you being aware consciously, what would you say?
Listen. Awareness is not something that you can measure. Awareness is moment to moment, right? A lot of people think awareness is something that you get and then you done. It ain't nothing that you
Mm-hmm.
get and then you done, right? It's something that is continuous. It's non-stop, right? Every moment it calls for awareness, right? But every moment is different, but they look the same. So how can you be aware when you steady getting these moments that's going in front of you faster and faster, and it's like little bitty clips and only a small amount of things are changing, and you got to realize what that is, right? And it's happening constantly, right? Throughout the day. Every time you make another decision, it's a new reality. So awareness is not something that you complete. You can't complete being aware, right? It's something that you continue. It's continuous. It's a continuous study on how to be aware, right?
Most definitely. I was gonna say what you on your journey with awareness. What would you say? How would you say? What would you say triggered your spiritual awakening or your awakening?
Now listen, I'm gonna say this. You got to understand what really triggered it. And a lot of people want to say it was one moment, but it was all moments connected. Listen, this is what
Mm-hmm.
I believe. A lot of people probably won't believe this. Christianity influenced my spiritual awakening, right? Because I
Mm-hmm.
realized that it was something wrong with it, right? Because like when you really look inside of religion, then you're gonna realize that it was for separation and control. And then spirituality made me not want to be spiritual no more because I'm above spirituality. Because once you look at
Mm-hmm.
spirituality for real, it's for the same thing. It's for separation and control, right? Everybody think they better than somebody, but we all one body. Right, a lot of people don't know,
Yeah.
man. There's
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
only one existence and one thing created, and that thing created was the creator itself, right? So I think everybody is trying to put everything up in sets and break it all down so everybody gang banging. You said it's a
Yeah.
growth development podcast, so you GD.
Right. No, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. I was gonna say so. With you bringing up religion, that was really a few of the questions I had. So, what would you say your earliest experience? Yeah, what would you say your earliest experience with church or religion growing up was?
If you want to talk about religion, let's talk about this, right? The church only been in existence right now for 2,000 years, right? 2,000 years they've been in existence. They didn't colonize the world and made everybody believe in Jesus in the wrong
Mm-hmm.
type way, right? So I got to tell you, that was my problem because you probably think you just now meeting me now, but I've been here, right? Because in order for me to talk to you now, I had to be stuck in a cycle for quite some time, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the latest time that I can remember is in childhood. My grandma was a pastor, right? But my grandma
Mm-hmm.
was a pastor that also believed in the spirit. So she worked with a lot of hoodoo, right?
Okay.
And like she worked with it, and she was an energy worker, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't put a name on it because she just thought the power was coming from Jesus. But Jesus said, "What I do, all men can do." And when he was talking men, he wasn't just talking men; he was talking men and women because they all one and the same.
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely. It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because I say that all the time. I tell people all the time, like, there's nothing wrong with religion or there's nothing wrong with Christianity or anything that you worship, but it's just the perception isn't all the way there, or not the perception, but the perspective, the right perspective isn't there. You feel me?
The problem is the worship, right? Because the
Mhm.
creator that I
Exactly.
know, the creator that I know don't want worship and praise. And the other problem is everybody in this world thinking they got to learn something. You're not here to learn anything. You just here to observe what's going on because everything was here before you got here and is going to be here after you're gone. So you only
Mhm.
here to observe this life, but everybody's getting too personal with the life, right? Everybody
Mhm.
get too personal with their kids. Everybody get too personal with their mother. I'm just going to say this, right? The
Mhm.
moment you die, no one's gonna remember, and then they're gonna die
Mhm.
again. Then nobody gonna remember. So what was all that love for? Why did you give up on yourself for them, right? Why did
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
stick yourself back in another body for somebody that's not gonna even give a care about themselves? I tell you why. Because people perceptions of people be the reason. People
Yeah.
are determined to make people love them. People are determined to make people feel like they the best. Because in reality, they don't feel like the best. The problem is insecurity. Everybody's insecure, so now they need family. They need people to love them because to show who they
Mm-hmm.
are because in reality they're insecure. Everybody is suffering for insecurities. Listen, I grew up in the trenches, gang. We don't see love. We don't feel love, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
impossible to understand what that is, right? That come with hate at the other end of it, right? So now
Yeah.
everybody want to be loved, and the way we do that is we overgive ourselves. We overgive ourselves to our children. We overgive ourselves to our kids. We overgive ourselves to our employer. To the fact we have nothing left for us.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Most definitely, for sure. What do you so when it comes to that, right? Like I feel like a lot of people go through that as far as over giving, over loving, over just being over giving. Like I said, so
Yeah,
like,
but
what
they
do you
not
feel? Like, what
overachieving. Listen, life, you
mhm,
here to overachieve. I'm here to overachieve in life, but I can't do that if I'm overgiving. Let me tell you this, right? I love kids, but nobody never raised a kid because a kid do what the fuck they want. The way to raise a kid is to be a good role model, meaning that your life should be successful. They should look at you and
mhm,
see success. They should look at you and see failure. I don't give a fuck how much you try to give them the last dollar you got, the last penny you got is not gonna be a fucking enough because the child dream is
mhm.
to have a fucking world and you can't give them the world unless you got it. Right? So you
Yeah,
can't help a child, right? Not financially. So all this working for money, you cannot help nobody financially. You cannot give them nothing to make them live. They're gonna live regardless. People go 2 to 3 to 4 weeks without food. So it's
mhm,
not nothing that
yeah,
nobody actually really fucking need, except you need to feel accepted. So that's why people do it. People
mhm,
do it because they empty on the inside and they want to be accepted by people. And the only way they can be
mhm.
accepted by people if they giving something.
Yeah, for sure, most definitely. Where do you feel like people should start? Because I've seen a few of your interviews, a few of your podcasts where you talked about, and I understand what you're saying when you say as far as the Bible isn't. People shouldn't start with the Bible. Um, so when it comes to loving yourself and yeah, loving yourself and not give them more than you should. Where do you feel like this
No,
person should
no,
start?
no.
Should
Listen,
start?
listen. Nobody love themselves, and the person should start with understanding who they are and understanding that no matter
Mm-hmm.
how much you try to love people, at the end of the day, until that person that you're trying to love is able to love themselves, they cannot love you. Right? I'm gonna tell you this. Right? It's impossible. It's impossible for me to think that a person is able to love me when they filled with trauma. They're gonna love me based
Mm-hmm.
on emotions. They're gonna love me based on what I do. I'm gonna have to perform for their love. Listen, I don't perform for
Mm-hmm.
love, gang. That's what I got, mama. You gonna get the same face. Well, I'm performing for love, right? You gotta perform for love for a kid. Listen, a kid is not gonna be happy with you if you don't perform for the love. So I choose not to perform for love for anybody. So I think everybody
Mm-hmm.
watching this should first stop performing for love. Because you should have to perform for it, right? It's like, why am I performing for this love? Right? If you don't understand me, you don't understand me. But in the end of the day, you got to understand two things. All you have is you. At the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, you got to die.
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely. Most definitely. That's facts. Most definitely. I agree with that. Um. So, what would you say? So, what would you say the biggest misconception that people have about people uh, that leave the church and go into things like spirituality or things like awareness or consciousness, if that makes
Because
sense?
I'm gonna say this: the biggest thing that they got not understanding when it comes to misconceptions about the church is that everybody in the church got the same agenda. Let me tell you
Mm-hmm.
this, right? People don't understand that. And I'll say this, people not gonna understand this probably on your podcast. I don't know how they mind is work, but
Mm-hmm.
God and devil share the same church. Right? And a lot of people don't understand this, right? God and devil are so good they share together. This is what I mean. You could be in the church and different intentions could be in the church. You can have somebody in the church that got intentions for God. I mean, you got a pure intentions. You can have people in the church that have intentions for bad, right? And them intentions are for the devil. So God and the devil share the same builder, right? Because you got to understand this. When you mix with people, you mix with their agendas, and you never know their agendas. If you want to know the
Yeah.
agendas of people, look inside yourself. First of all, if you are in a space of crowded people, I can tell you one thing about yourself. If you constantly need crowded people to be to have the feeling of being accepted and you got to be accepted, I can tell you right now you're not there yet. Right? If you need a
Exactly.
church, you're not there yet. If you need a community, you're not there yet, right? If you need sex, you're not there yet. If you
Mm-hmm.
need anything on this physical plane, you're not there yet. The only way you can determine that you're there yet when everything that you want is based on the way that you request and that you want to receive whatever it is that you're receiving. So nothing is bad, but letting people string you on for things is bad. So the best way for people to understand this is to look inside themselves and really love
Mm-hmm.
themselves. But people don't love themselves. Let me tell you this. This is what people do. I'm gonna tell you this. People wake up babbling, talking. They
Mm-hmm.
cannot sit themselves in stillness, right? Or they
Yeah.
moving. If they're not moving or talking, they got to be sleep because they cannot look at themselves. They cannot look at
Yeah.
themselves because if they look at themselves, they're going to understand who they are, and people don't want to see who they are. That's why they're paying
Mm-hmm.
family, they paying things so people can give them masks, so people can act like they good people. Listen, I know I'm a bad person, but when I give you this, you're gonna make me feel good, right? But listen, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna say
Yeah.
this. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this with the kids, because people think I talk so bad about the kids, but I love the kids. I love the
Mm-hmm.
kids enough to lead them the right way by becoming a right person. I know
Mm-hmm.
that we have no emotional intelligence, right? They didn't give us
Mm-hmm.
emotional intelligence. We don't know what emotional intelligence is, right? We
Yeah. Yeah.
all in this world, we move off how we feel, and nobody make decisions based on how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, except people in low level communities. We make decisions based on how we feel, and I think
Yeah.
that's why we should ban feelings.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Feelings and emotion for sure. The main way is to either fuck yourself up or progress for sure. Most definitely.
Yeah,
Just
hundred
like
percent.
yeah, for sure. Especially with like we all got those choices to make. You feel me? Or decisions that we make, whether they good or bad.
Right.
It's on you. It's on you to work on you for sure. So uh, from the times where you said your grandmother was in church and she was preaching and doing things like that, where would you say? What would you say healing meant to you back then, and what do you say healing means to you now, as far as
Listen,
the different?
I'm gonna tell you this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I wasn't trying to heal then. Listen, how you
Mm-hmm.
trying to heal if you don't know if you sick? The only thing I remember is getting smacked in the church, right? I
Mm-hmm.
remember getting smacked in the church for talking too much in the church because I didn't want to listen to the church because the church didn't pay
Yeah.
attention to me, right? Listen,
Mm-hmm.
as a child, I only cared about me, right? And as I
Mm-hmm.
think back, I understood that I was not sick. I didn't become sick until I started listening to people. So people affected me. I didn't start my life affected. I
Mm-hmm.
got affected by my mama. I got affected by my brother. I got affected by my community. I got affected by my school. Right? See, I
Mm-hmm.
started off okay and pure, but everything affected me and then kept running me away from me. And the problem was that I couldn't be me. Right? And
Mm-hmm.
across the world, I looked that I could never be me. So I was always performing for people. So I got tired of doing that shit. So I just gotta keep it real, gang. When you growing up in a society where everything is projected and you have to decide what to do, a lot of people just submit
Mm-hmm.
to the forces that be, submit to the outer noise, right? So I didn't know I was
Mm-hmm.
sick, and sickness wasn't a thing for me. My grandma probably thought that I was sick, but how could she think I'm sick if she's sick herself? Right?
Mm-hmm.
See, everybody is sick, but not knowing it, right? So back then, um, I didn't think about sickness unless I had a cold,
Mm-hmm. For
right?
sure.
So yeah, I didn't think I was sick.
Most definitely. Yeah, for sure. I feel that too for sure because I damn near dealt with that. My damn still dealing. Well, I want to say sick, still
Hold on,
dealing with
I
it.
got can
Y'all hear, y'all hear, yeah.
you hear me?
Y'all can hear, I can
Can
hear
you
you.
hear me?
You hear me? Yeah, I can hear you,
I
yeah.
can't hear you. Hold on.
Mm.
Let me go out and come back in. Stay there. Let me go out and come back in.
You say you need somebody, well I'm about to pull up on you. Good liquor and marijuana, setting the vibe in the moment. You still dressed in your pajamas, you look good, can I remind you? Who can I get behind you? Say you need somebody, well I'm about to pull up on you. Good liquor and marijuana, setting the vibe in
Yeah, I
the
can hear you
moment.
now.
You still dressed in your pajamas, you look good, can I remind you? Who can I get behind you? I dealt with that too for sure a lot. Like still kind of dealing with a little bit like with the perception that other people have of you, and then I think with me it's more so like taking a step back and monitoring. Okay, is this me? Is this what I want to do, or is this what they want me to do? You feel me? Type of thing.
Right. The
Uh,
only way you can understand what you want to do is through stillness. A lot of people don't give
mhm,
themselves enough time for stillness, right? A lot of people get mad at me because I never make a decision off the bat. Every time somebody asks me something, I say, hold up, we'll see. Because I got to make sure
mhm.
I'm doing it for me and not for you, right? See, a lot
Yeah,
of people don't
yeah.
understand this. I got to make sure that everything I do in my life has purpose. And that purpose got to be something that's designed by me. Because I'm going to say this. When you get to this world, everything is already here, right? We get an opportunity
Mhm,
to co-create with the creator, meaning we can co-create, meaning that I don't have ability to give life to anything in a physical sense to where way that people think we can, right? Of course, I
Mm-hmm.
can contribute through life with my sperm, but
Mm-hmm.
who gave me the sperm? The sperm didn't come from me, so I cannot give life. Even the
Right.
life that I give, I am not the creator of that life, that energy that's
Mm-hmm.
involved in that life, right? So I can't run around and say that I give
Mm-hmm.
life because I don't, right? So once I understood that, understand that I have no life to provide for because the only life that I have to provide
Mm-hmm.
for is mine because I have no power to give life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just keeping it real. A lot of people think that we do, but we don't because life energy does not belong to us, right?
Facts. Yeah, facts.
It
For sure.
doesn't. So I have no power to give life. I have no power to take life, right? But
Mm-hmm.
these are the things that people can't understand, but these are the things that cannot be measured,
Mm-hmm.
right?
For sure.
And a lot of people try to measure certain things that can't be, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
yeah. So when it come to really for you, I
Mm-hmm.
suggest that not really worry about what people say unless it's something
Right. Right.
good, right? If
Mm-hmm.
somebody ain't telling you something good, it fall on deaf ears because
Yeah. For sure.
only thing I want is praise. I don't accept
Mm-hmm.
nonsense. I don't accept nobody telling me something not right without giving me a solution. If you
Yeah.
listen,
For
if
sure.
your thing coming with me is just pure judgment, it don't come with solution. Solution mean you already did it before and you already know what
Mm-hmm.
you're doing. Don't come around me telling me suggesting shit and your ass still broke and still fucked up and you
Yeah.
don't know
Facts.
what's going on. Like, don't tell me shit. I don't want to hear
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm. Nah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah. I'm most definitely been working on that too. For sure. Like from other people for sure, but like most definitely with myself. Like I'll be just sitting with myself, having my quiet time, and I'll just be like, okay, this I don't like this about you feel me. Just weeding out what I don't like and what I do like. You feel me for sure. What I do, what I am
Right,
receiving for sure.
right, right.
Definitely.
And it's like I I I I don't know if I dislike anything no more. I used to dislike things, but everything
Mm-hmm.
that I see is beautiful because the creation of how is beautiful. Listen, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
tell you, it's crazy. I woke up this morning and I pissed, and when I pissed, I said, "Damn, how? How is my body able to
Mm-hmm.
piss these
Yeah.
toxins away, and how does it know which one to get rid of? And
Yeah.
why come when I piss, I don't shit?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's certain things that you got to understand that we are not here to decide anything. We are here to
Mm-hmm.
enjoy the labor. You know, I'm gonna tell you this, right? It's like this. Let me tell you for real. It's like I had a nigga that came to my house all the time, right? And I used to let him in my house. He sit in this motherfucker, eat for free, live for free, do everything free. He just enjoy it,
Yeah.
have the good time. That's how you
Mm-hmm.
supposed to really do life. He was doing the life
Mm-hmm.
right, right?
Yeah.
Listen, we do the
Yeah.
life wrong, gang. We here to enjoy, right? So it's out to him, wherever he
Yeah.
at. He probably still doing that
Mm-hmm.
today at another motherfucker house
Yeah.
because
For
this
sure. For
earth is
sure. Most
another
definitely. Yeah.
motherfucking earth. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying this earth don't belong to us. We didn't
Mm-hmm.
create it. We don't know when it was created. So we just have to
Yeah. For sure.
love the creation. But everybody want to try to control the creation because can't nobody sit
Mm-hmm.
with self.
Yeah. Most definitely. Most
You
definitely.
got to think what everybody running from. What everybody running from? Everybody running from one thing: darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is afraid of stillness. Everybody is afraid of death because they're afraid of darkness. They're afraid of stillness, but there's so
Mm-hmm.
much power in darkness and stillness. And I tell you how I know because the
Mm-hmm.
creator said, let there be light. That means he created everything through darkness and stillness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For sure. Most definitely. For sure. That's for sure gonna go over their heads. Most definitely. I feel like the darkness is, like you said, what cultivates the light. So if you don't go through nothing, or if you don't, yeah, if you don't go through nothing, nothing that you going, there's no fruits from your labor. You feel me? Ain't nothing that you're gonna receive from it for sure.
Right, and that's what Buddha said. Buddha said that, and that's what this mean, right? See, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't understand what that mean, right? But whatever, people don't understand is right. It's a black with that white dot in the middle, right? And what that
Mm-hmm.
mean is all your pain will bring you enlightenment, right? But you
Okay.
know what I'm saying? All your pain will bring you enlightenment. So you gotta understand this, right? We gotta understand that pain is the biggest teacher, right? Because how do you know that the fire burning and you supposed to move your hand by the fact of the pain? That's how you
Right.
know. If you didn't have pain, then you'll keep your hand there and lose your hand. Without
Mm-hmm.
pain, you wouldn't understand. But the thing is, people are afraid of pain, so they're afraid of growth. Without
Mm-hmm.
pain, you can't grow.
Yeah. Facts for sure. I feel like, yeah, like you said, pain is the greatest motivator for sure. It
Right.
for sure gets some understanding, cause some understanding. Most definitely.
I
What
don't
is
know about motivation. I don't know about
mm,
motivation, and I don't say I too much like motivation because it's hard to stay motivated. I
mm,
prefer discipline, right? Because when
mm,
you discipline above the motivation because motivation come and go. Sometimes I'm motivated, right?
yeah,
But every time I do it, if that makes sense.
yeah. I get what you mean for sure. Most definitely. So the days you don't feel like doing it, still putting that work in, no
I
matter
gotta
if no
do
matter.
it. I gotta do it, right? Because it ain't about motivation. It's about the mission. Understand it. Let me tell you this, right? A lot of people don't wonder, and a lot of people go and continue to wonder why people die, but people die without a mission. People die without
Mm-hmm.
vision for tomorrow. When your body determined that you have nothing to live for, it dies. Listen, I'm telling you this. A
Mm-hmm.
vision and a purpose keep you alive and keep you healthy, right? Because now your organs, everything inside your body is gonna fight to keep you alive. The moment people die is when they give up on life and they just lay around like this, like, well, tomorrow's tomorrow. I do what the fuck I want.
Mm-hmm.
Your heart gonna stop working. You have a heart attack.
Yeah, facts.
I'm for real. You probably think I'm
Mhm.
playing game, but I'm for real as
No,
shit.
I know you're
Your
serious. I know
mind,
you're
contr-
serious.
yeah, yeah, your mind
Mm-hmm.
controls reality. The moment you stop thinking progression, the moment
Mm-hmm.
you keep running in the cycle, you die.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense for sure. I feel like that's kind of like not even kind of. I feel like it's just like universal law. Like once you stop, like you said, once you stop having a mission or having a goal, then everything kind of depletes for sure. Most definitely.
Yeah, you telling yourself that it's over, right? You
Mm-hmm.
giving up.
Mm-hmm.
Once you give up, it's over with. I see you again in another body.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Not for sure. For sure. Yeah. What are some things that you had to just doing just in life? I just say just in life, just in your life journey. What would you say some things is that you had to unlearn from me that you were taught in the beginning? Hold on one second. You kind of cut out a little bit. Let me see. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello. I'm gonna
Hello,
get
you
back
hear
in this
me?
thing. I don't know somebody keep on calling my phone, so I'm trying. Yeah, I can hear you. Somebody keep calling my phone. Hold on.
You say you need somebody, well, I'm about to
I'm
pull
getting
up
back in there
on
too.
you,
Somebody
good
keep calling my
liquor and
phone. It's
marijuana.
annoying, kind of like. Let me get back in this thing because I don't know who. I gotta get back to your number. I don't know who decided to keep on calling me right. Wow,
No, for sure.
and I
You
denied the call
say
like
you
three
need
times.
somebody, well, I'm about to pull up on you, good
All right, I'm
liquor
trying to get
and
back to this link. Where's the
marijuana.
link at? Now I
Setting
can't
the
find the link
vibe
on my
in the
phone. But
moment.
Billy, I
You
hear you.
still
See you.
dressed in your pajamas. You look looking, I remind you who waking
What
up
was up?
behind you.
Yeah, I hear you.
You
You
say
hear me?
you need somebody, well, I'm about to pull up on you, good liquor and
Hello, check.
marijuana. Setting the
Yeah,
vibe
check,
in the
check,
moment.
check.
All right, for sure, I can hear you. Yeah.
All right, we good.
All right. But I was gonna say, yeah. So with the beginning of your journey, just beginning of life. I said beginning of life. You feel me? What you becoming conscious and everything. What would you say is something that you had to unlearn from? I guess from the beginning of everything. From something that you had. What some things you had to unlearn that you had to was kind of like it was eye opener. Like, oh, this is not even what I thought it was. Or you feel me?
Listen, I'm gonna say something nobody gonna understand. You gotta unlearn everything. You gotta think outside the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, it's nothing to learn here, right? A lot of people think it's something to learn. So when you understand it's nothing to learn, you have to unlearn and understand you gotta deal with awareness, right? You gotta have awareness and ability to see things and judge them and know exactly what's going on
Mm-hmm.
without judging them, right? Until it's time to judge them, right? I don't think people understand this, right? So it's not about one thing, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like it just can't be measured, gang. I'm just keep it real,
Yeah.
right? You kind of
No.
like gotta know you gotta kind of like know to know, and
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know, then you just don't know, right?
No, for sure. Most definitely. Yeah, for sure. I think that's something I gotta get past too. I feel like I be still trying to like explain my way to everybody or explain how I feel to everybody. Like, it don't matter at the end of the day.
No, you can't do that. Listen, I'm gonna say this, right?
Like,
Um, you can't really explain to people how you feel because people,
mm-hmm.
they. I'm gonna say this, right? The moment you try to explain to people how you feel over the amount of time, you kind of push them away from your idea because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people have to be in a position to want to accept that which you bring in. So the first thing, they gotta have awareness of self. So you have to be that person to make them say, damn, why come he doing this? Why come he
Mm-hmm.
is like this? Then they're gonna come to you for advice. At that moment, you got them, right? But you don't got them until they come to you, right? The moment you try to give to them, you don't like it. They don't like you. I'm gonna tell you this,
Yeah, no,
and
facts.
everybody know this. I'm gonna tell you this. Everybody know this. When you get a woman, right? She love you. She like you. The moment you start giving her too attention and start chasing her, she start running. She don't want
Mm-hmm.
you no more, right? You can't overly give yourself. When you over give yourself, it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, for sure. Facts. Most definitely. Like a irritating little kid. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Um. So like we know, and like you mentioned before in previous videos, you mentioned how we are all electromagnetic beings. I did want to know, like, from your point of view, how would you say that influences how you move through the world, how you navigate the world?
Listen, um, I'm gonna go deeper than that, right? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people got the idea
Mm-hmm.
that we're energy, right? I said it before, but I said it for those don't understand. This shirt I got is energy, but
Mm-hmm.
is it conscious, right? This seatbelt is energy, but is it conscious, right? Listen, everything you see is energy, but we are something much more than energy. The fact that we are conscious, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that consciousness is kind of like energy is the car, right?
Right.
We drive the energy, but we're not aware of the energy that we're driving. And so the
Mm-hmm.
energy is driving us, right? It's like everybody got a Tesla now and just being
Mm-hmm.
drove by the energy, right?
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's like a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people um don't understand what we are, right? But the only way you can understand what we are is through silence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Most definitely. That's facts for sure. I uh I think, like, yeah, I guess there's no real way to really, like, the best example is what you gave, the Tesla, the people driving, or this the energy driving you, and you not driving energy, just not being aware
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. Because listen, I'm gonna say this: a lot of people don't know exactly what they are. Right? They've been told
Mm-hmm.
a story. They've been told a story by people that they love the most. They've been told a story by their
Yeah.
mama. So how
Mm-hmm.
somebody like me gonna come in and discredit their mama? Right? See, people in this world are looking for things that's familiar to themselves. That's why everybody want God to have a son. That's why
Mm-hmm.
everybody want God to be created. That's why everybody want God to be like a human because only thing that we understand is us. So we want
Facts.
everything to be familiar to us. But I'm sorry, it can't be that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the people idea of God in that sense, there is none. There is
Mm-hmm.
no God that was created because nothing is created. There is no God that created a human because humans were never created by a God, right? Because like gotta think about it. Are we even created? If they say that everything we see is a light show, have a human
Mm-hmm.
ever been physically created? Have reality ever been created? If this reality is an illusion, have reality ever
Mm-hmm.
been created? So when you ask
Yeah.
yourself them type of questions, you gotta understand that you are here for awareness, and you have to make it through this level because it's just
Mm-hmm.
another level in another game.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure, most definitely. What are what are some practices and some ways that you've released some of the programming from your childhood?
I'm gonna tell you this, right? A lot of people want to say that trauma can't be healed, right? Or once it happened, it always happened. The way I do it, I understood it. I flipped it. I used
Mm-hmm.
it for my good. I didn't neglect that it happened. I didn't say it didn't happen. I just understood that it happened for me to get here. And so the trauma, it
Mm-hmm.
don't hurt as well because I used it. Right, I use my trauma. Right, a lot of people can choose what they want to do in life. You have choices. The only choice you have in life, where people don't understand and they don't take advantage of, is the choice of what to feel. No other
Mm-hmm.
choice is real. The only choice that you have that's real is the choices that you make with yourself. And one of them choices is choosing what to feel, right? And it's choosing how to deal with your trauma, right? So I chose to feel my trauma in a way that can help me, right? I chose to understand that trauma was the way for me to get hurt. Let me tell you what I mean, right? A nigga gets shot, right? He gets shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
He goes to the the hospital. He almost
mm,
died. He goes to the
mm,
ambulance. The nurse ended up loving him, taking him away from the streets. He became a better person, right?
mm.
So it was all by design. The
Yeah, for
shot,
sure.
the pain, all that don't even matter. What matter is the end result, right?
Mm-hmm. For
So
sure.
I flip my trauma to benefit me, and I think that'll benefit people if they all did that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Most definitely. I say that all the time too. I say it's all about perspective for sure. Yeah, it's how you look at things for sure. Anything can happen to you, but it's all about like I said, how you look at it, how you change that to better you for sure. Most definitely.
Right.
Um, what are some signs? What are some tell signs that somebody is carrying energy that isn't theirs?
Listen, I'm gonna say this, right? A lot of people don't
Mm,
understand this, right? Everybody in the world that you come in contact with is carrying
mm,
energy that isn't theirs, right? I'm gonna tell you
mm,
what I mean, right? Everybody in the world is possessed because they are happy, they're sad,
mm,
they're tempered. All of those emotions are people carry or energy that ain't theirs, right? Every time a person get
mm,
angry and react from it, they're reacting from a low level energy um that they shouldn't react from. I'm gonna say this,
mm,
right? The key to life and the key to understand the feelings and emotions with the energy is not trying to control them. It's to be aware of them and knowing which ones work for you and which ones don't. Right? It's sort of like
mm,
understanding the menu and understanding that when I feel pain, it hurt me. Right? So I gotta figure
mm,
out a way to turn this pain to the one emotion that I like the most, which is love. Right? So
mm,
once you understand that life itself gonna constantly go up and down, but your emotions can't.
mm. Okay, for sure. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Sure. Yeah, I feel that for sure. I agree with that. Definitely. What so what daily habits would you say strengthens a person's energetic presence?
You said what?
I was saying, so what daily habits strengthens a person's energetic presence?
Let me say this right. People don't understand this right. A lot of people understand this what they have is movement. A lot of people don't do
Mm,
movement. They don't move at all. Right. I would tell a person to get up and have a schedule, but I tell a person this just movement. Movement of your hands, moving your body a certain type of way, different way. These kind of things help. People don't understand how, but it helps you more than what you can possibly realize. Right. So I think that other thing that people should do is plan. Right. If you get up in the morning and plan your day, then you can understand that you create your day. And once you understand
mm,
and control over your day, then that's a great thing to do. Right? I think them two
yeah.
things is the best thing to do. Right? Creating your day and movement. I would say what I do. Like I get up and the first thing I do, of course, I ground my mind. I actually meditate when I first get up, right? I place my
Mm,
mind so I can understand where I'm at, right? And then I
mm,
listen to music. I listen to music and move my body and then I sweep, right? And after I get done sweeping and listening to music, I go to the gym and run. All right. And after
mm,
I run, I look and then I go ground. Right. And then
mm.
after I ground, I meditate again. Right. So
Uh,
them are things that's what I do, right? But that's something that I didn't do all at one time. I started off doing one
mm.
thing, and over time I added this, I added that, and now my morning routines take an hour. But what's the fuck is time?
Right, exactly. Yeah, for sure. I got to get more consistent with my routine. I fell off of it for a cool little minute. Um, I was doing. I woke up. I'll do my push-ups in the morning. I eat. I probably do some more push-ups and then do some meditating, and then yeah, just I was doing that for maybe like a week and a half, maybe like 2 weeks almost, and then after that it was yeah, I gotta hop back on it though for sure. Most definitely. Be more consistent. Be more
Right,
disciplined. Like you said, for sure.
right, right. That's
Mhm.
understandable though. So you know what I'm saying? That's understandable.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, it happens for sure. But yeah, I just see myself at a whole different level for sure. So I'm just like, I think I'm more like more anxious, really though, more anxious for the future for sure. So the last question I had for you was uh what message would you give to people who are just beginning to understand their sensitivities or their empathy or yeah empathic abilities whatever you want to call it. But yeah, will be a message you would give to them.
Don't try to understand it. You never
Mm-hmm.
figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Just love and be aware of everything you was blessed with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Understanding is something that constantly changes. The moment you understand something, it changes. So I'm gonna say this: the moment I understood myself, I changed, and I understand
Mm-hmm.
that I can't understand myself, right? So I'm just here to observe and love everything in creation. So if I could tell anybody anything, is stress come with trying to figure things out. You don't got to figure things out. It was figured out for you. It was figured out ahead of time, right? And once you understand that, you can enjoy where you at, no matter where you at.
For sure. Most definitely. That's some good game for sure. Most definitely.